In this video, we are going to consider a conducting rod moving in a magnetic field. We have already studied about the current carrying coil in the magnetic field, what is the induced EMF in that. Now let us say that there is a rod. So there is a rod in a magnetic field of strength B. So let us say this is the rod AB, and the magnetic field in which this rod is placed, that it will be represented by these dots. Dots mean the magnetic direction of magnetic field is perpendicularly outward towards you. And let us say, and this is B, and let us say that this rod is moving, say, in this direction with some velocity V. Now before we go further to study what affects the rod experiences, first we have to study about Fleming's right hand rule. Left hand rule we have already done, but whenever we are talking about induced current, whenever we have to find the direction of induced current, we always use Fleming right hand rule. Just like left hand rule, here also we will use our thumb, first finger and middle finger, and the thumb will give us the direction of the motion of the conductor. So if I do it like this, so upward direction will be, let us say, thumb. It will be the motion of the conductor. The direction, the perpendicular direction in which index finger is there, this will give us the direction of the field, the magnetic field. This will give us the direction of magnetic field. Let us say index finger. And then the perpendicular to both of them, that means in this direction, which will be represented by the second finger, which will be towards you in this direction, will be the induced current. So I'll make it like this, Z axis towards you, it will be induced current. Second finger. So if I hold my right hand like this, that thumb, index finger, first finger and second finger, they are perpendicular to each other, then the thumb will represent the motion which is in this direction. The first finger, the index finger, will represent the magnetic field, and the second finger will represent induced current. So if we apply this here, then the motion of the conductor is in this direction, the velocity is in this direction, so it should be represented by the thumb. The direction of magnetic field is outward, so it should be like this. So I'll come on this side. This is the direction of motion. The magnetic field, which is directed by index finger, is towards you, so this is the direction. And then the second finger, which is downward in this direction, will give us the direction of the induced current. So we apply this, then the direction of current is downward, induced current. So if I say that the direction of current is downward, now what are the things which are going to experience force? The direction of current is downward, that means electrons are flowing in this rod, and if current is downward, that means the flow of electrons has to be upward, because it is the electrons which are feeling the force when the rod is moving in the magnetic field. So because of the force on electrons, they move and the current is produced. So we say that if induced current is in the downward direction, electron must be going from A to B. Now if electrons are going from A to B, that means B will become more and more negative with respect to A. A will start getting positive and B will start getting negative as the rod is moving in this magnetic field. Now also, as soon as the first electron goes from point A to point B, from the end of rod A to end B, when the first electron goes, point B, the end B becomes slightly more negative with respect to point A. That means an electric field must be set up, because this is a positive terminal and this becomes a negative terminal. So there will be an electric field that will be set up. We know that the direction of electric field is always from plus to minus, so from positive to negative. So when B start becoming more and more negative. As more electrons go to B, it becomes more and more negative. So the intensity of electric field will become stronger. So that means when the electric field is set up, the charged particles, let us say charge is Q, they will experience a force Fe, which is the electric force, and this Fe we know that it is given by the formula QE. So this is the, or we will write Fe. Force due to electric field is equal to QE. Now this force will be applied on the charge that is traveling. So in this direction, now we know that the force due to electric field is in the direction of positive charge. So if electrons are moving in this direction, we can assume that if negative particles are moving in this direction, we can also understand it by saying that positive particles are moving in this direction, opposite to negative. So this force is in the direction of positive charge, so it is in the direction from B to A, while electrons are moving from A to B. That means these electrons are going to feel this force in the opposite direction from B to A. So make sure you understand this point. This force will be on electrons towards positive charge. I will write it here. This will be towards positive charge. Okay. Now, the force of magnetism, the force of magnetic field was forcing electrons to go from A to B. Force of electric field will force the electrons to go from B to A. That means when, because the force of magnetic field is same, it is constant, we are not changing the magnetic field, so this force is constant. So I will write it here, that force of magnetic field, it remains same. While force of electric field, it starts from 0, and as the electrons are moving, the electric field with the force of electric field will keep on increasing. So at some point of time, both will be in equilibrium. Right? At some point, electric force and magnetic force will be in equilibrium, because the electric force will keep on increasing. At some point both of them will become equal. That means at that point QE plus QV cross B should be equal to 0, which is the Lorentz force. So at some point, when both of the forces are in equilibrium, that means the summation of these forces should be equal to 0, as they are opposite to each other. And since this is 0, we can say that QE is equal to minus of QV cross B, or V can be cancelled. We will say E will be equal to V cross B. It will be, E will be, electric field intensity will be equal to E cross B. And because there is a minus sign here, that means the direction of E is opposite to the direction of what? Of V cross B. So first of all, what is the direction of V cross B? This is V. The direction of B is outwards. Apply right hand thumb rule for cross product. We curl your fingers from V to B, that is from this direction to upward direction. Then if we do that, if I curl my fingers from V to B, then the thumb will point downward. That means the direction of E will be from B to A. We already did this. Now it can be proved from the mathematical expression also. That direction is from B to A. So you know the reason from mathematical point of view and from conceptual point of view, that the direction of electric field will be from B to A, opposite to the direction of the magnetic field, the cross product of magnetic field. Now if we need to find out the EMF, the induced EMF, now we know that the induced EMF will be equal to the work done. EMF or potential is always equal to the work done to move a charge from one point to another. So it will be equal to work done in moving charge against the field. Work done in moving charge against the field, that is the potential or EMF. So work done is force into displacement. What is the force? The force is given by this, the magnitude of this. So magnitude of this will be BV. Sin theta will be equal to 1. Why? Because the direction, the angle between velocity and magnetic field is 90. So sin 90 will be 1. So magnitude of force, the magnitude of electric field force will be equal to BV multiplied by the displacement. What is the displacement of charge? The displacement of charge is equal to the length of the rod. So if let us say the length of the rod is L, then it will be equal to L. So this will be the value of your induced EMF when the rod is moving with some velocity v in the magnetic field. And the direction of length, if we say length is a vector quantity, let us say, then length will be from right direction of L will be from B to A in the direction of induced EMF will be B to A. So make sure that you understand all the concepts. There are many things conceptually that are going on here. Make sure you pause the video and watch it again if you are able to not understand something, and still if there is some doubt, you can let me know.